Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Devils and Gods Country. I'm one of your hosts, Casper Rigsby. It's my lovely, talented co-host, Miss Allie Jackson. Say hi, Miss Allie.
Hi.
Our other co-host, Tony, will be here shortly. He's running a little late tonight. It seems like there's always one of us that's running behind or got something fucked up. So I got all my lag issues fixed. So we should be good this week. Everything should be broadcasting in real time and keeping up with everything. So um, tonight's topic is comforting hatred. This topic was suggested by Miss Allie because Allie will be giving a speech at the third Myth-Information Conference in Milwaukee this coming Friday. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, if you watch the show and you're in the Milwaukee area, definitely check out Mythicist Milwaukee's Facebook page, and you can get tickets to this event. I don't think it's sold out yet, but there's going to be a huge debate between Bart Ehrman and Richard. Is it Richard Carrier? Will be debating each other.
It's Robert
Over
Price.
Robert Price. That's right. That's right. My bad. But it'll be Ehrman and Price will be debating over the historicity of Jesus. Allie will be giving a speech. They'll have a couple other speakers there. So it's going to be a really cool event, especially if you're interested in the field of mythicism and discussing the historicity of Jesus. It's what Mythicist Milwaukee does, and that's what they're all about. So they've got a new movie coming out later this year or possibly next year. I'm not sure. It may be next year that it's coming out, but it's Batman and Jesus. So definitely check out Mythicist Milwaukee on Facebook and check out what they got going on. If you're in the area, come to the conference this coming Friday. So the topic is comforting hatred, and I want to let Allie broach the topic and get us into it and talk about what she wants to talk about. We'll have a little bit of discussion here.
Yeah, and I also want to add, if you're not in the Milwaukee area, you can purchase an online ticket. So it's only $10. It's really cheap. So really cool to kind of check out everyone and everything and hear the debate and watch everyone speak. I was given the topic comforting hatred based on what we kind of do. And a lot of what I wanted to talk about, I kind of had everything already all planned out with all of the things going on in Bangladesh, all the bloggers being murdered. I started the support group with Atheist Republic where we help atheists around the world. And you know, I thought this was going to be like a slam dunk thing. I thought really like this is going to be so easy. I thought that basically it was going to be comforting hatred from the religious world towards the atheist community. And actually, you know, when this past couple of weeks, I have been rehearsing what I'm going to say and outlining everything. And I wanted to give myself time to kind of add some last minute topics. And when I was really honest with myself about where all we help people comfort hatred with our organization, a lot of it actually does come from the atheist community itself. And so that's kind of an important topic, and to be intellectually honest and just honest in general, it's something that I will be talking about in my speech. I've decided to add some last minute items to the speech. So just some kind of examples of what I'm talking about here. Casper and I, we get threats. We get, and I've gathered so many. I gathered the one where we put up the rainbow color Kaaba, and if you know Atheist Republic, if you Google Atheist Republic, you will find that image of our rainbow Kaaba. It went so viral. Pathos wrote blogs about it. People talks about it. It was a really big deal. And basically what our message was with this rainbow color Kaaba was love wins everywhere. And it was when the United States decided that on a federal level, everyone could get married to everyone. So our point of that was this celebration that we're celebrating now in America, where gays are allowed to marry, should be celebrated all over the world. Everyone. This is 2016. I think at the time it was 2015. Was that this year? Anyways, we're far progressed to the point where it's time to go ahead and start accepting the LGBT community and understanding that they are gorgeous people who just want to have the right to be married. And Islam is a religion that highly condones the LGBT community. They hate homosexuals for the most part. If you read the Quran, and any Muslim who does read the Quran knows that Allah is not accepting of homosexuality or homosexual acts. So needless to say, the Muslim community was outraged. We received tens of thousands of messages from people all at once, us answering messages. We didn't know what to do with ourselves. They were, your mother sucks my dick. I'm going to rape your daughters. I'm going to cut off your wife's head and fuck her neck hole and make you watch. I'm talking like the most vile, disgusting, hate-filled messages possible. And one of them was a guy posted a picture of a guy kind of hanging on a cross. And this is a real image, by the way. This wasn't photoshopped or anything. And they had beheaded him, and his head was between his feet. And he said, "Atheist Republic, this is your fate. You're next." And so since I was going to be talking about the rainbow color Kaaba, I thought how perfect would it be for us to show this image. But I decided lately to cut that image out. I was not short on material to use on hatred towards us. And so I forgot exactly where I was going with this, but so yeah, there's a lot of hatred in the atheist community. Atheist Republic obviously gets a lot of hatred from Muslims, Christians, any religious person alike. We do definitely have our fill of it. So that part of my speech definitely was filled, but we have to look at what we're seeing from the atheist community and the hatred that we get from the atheist community and the judgment that we get. If we post anything that criticizes Islam, if we post anything that criticizes religion, it's, why do you have to talk about God? You don't believe in God? Leave him alone then. Shut up about him and go about your way. And there are plenty of good reasons why we still talk about God. It's, you guys have all seen the meme, atheists talk about God for the same reason that cancer doctors talk about cancer. It's something that spreads, the idea of God spreads among people, and people get really bad ideas and they do really bad, terrible things in his name. So of course it's an important topic for us to talk about. But we get a lot of hatred over that. We get a lot of hatred from the atheist community because they feel we don't do enough. They say, get off your ass and do something other than post memes on Facebook. And these are ignorant people who don't quite understand what all we do. So we get a lot of that. We get a lot of people are out there dying right now. What are you doing about it? And that's where I kind of want to talk about things. What are we doing about it? So I developed this support group that I was telling you guys about earlier, where we do help atheists around the world. And we don't have enough resources. By resources, I mean money. We don't have enough money to save people and pull them out of the situations we want to. We tried once with a girl from Saudi Arabia. We did raise enough money for her to escape that place, and that was probably one of our biggest success stories. But this month alone, I've been helping 3 people with their asylum requests. And one of my friends, and I friend these people. They become my family. We just love each other. And some weeks they go through the torture of the refugee camp. And when it's their week to access a phone or a computer and they get to access Facebook and talk to me, it's one of the happiest moments of their lives because their family abandoned them. Their family kicked them out. Their family said, we can't have this risk of helping to aid you, so get out. And They don't have anybody else, so they have us at the support group. And not only that, but I was working hand in hand with his lawyer to talk to the people who make decisions for asylum in Sweden. And it was really heartbreaking last week, and I'm trying really hard not to cry right now, but I was helping a guy named Allie, who is an activist in Iran. I saw the video firsthand of Islamists saying his name, saying they're going to kill him. His family kicked him out of his house. He had no one. And he showed all this to the Sweden representatives, and they denied his asylum. And in a heartbreaking kind of move, I desperately, you know, and it's hard too. I don't speak every language in the world. So reaching out to an Arabic lawyer in Norway to help a friend in Sweden, because all the lawyers around him that spoke Arabic wouldn't help him because he was an atheist. So they all denied. We found one down in Norway where I was able to write to the representatives telling them, you guys denied asylum for a blogger named Das. And 2 weeks after you denied him asylum, he was hacked to death. Ali is in the same situation as Das. You know, I just poured everything into it. Don't make the same mistake twice. This isn't a matter of diplomacy here. This is a matter of life and death. This person is going to die if you deny him his right to live in your country. You are either letting him live or you are sentencing him to death. That is what you're doing. That is what you're faced with here. Here's the evidence. Here's the proof. I do understand that he has Muslim on his ID card because in Iran and Pakistan and many of these places, they force you to put Islam as your religion on your ID card, on your fucking passport, on your fucking identification you carry around with you. And if it says atheist or if it says other, if it says Christian, you're fucked. You're fucked. So yeah, he put Islam as his religion on his ID card and they were stuck on it. They were stuck on it. So for his second appeal, the only one he had left, they denied him again. And, you know, these are things that the atheist community comes to us and says, why don't you do more? Why aren't you doing more? What else can you be doing? You're sitting on your ass all day posting memes. We do so much more. A lot of us, especially in the support group, we don't like to brag or showcase what all we do for people under the AR name, just because sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes we, instead of taking our kids to the park, are looking up situations and cases to save someone's life. Sometimes instead of going to the movies with our friends, we're helping a girl who's being raped at home by her father. These are things that we're doing. We do these things. And how do you comfort someone in that situation? How do you say, well, damn, looks like they just saved your life. They just sentenced you to death. They refused to save your life. So yeah, I guess now I'm gonna go have some drinks with some friends. You know, and I get to go to a nice cozy bed tonight. Whereas my friend Ali, who knows where he's gonna be. In many of these situations where they're denied and they get sent back home, I never get to hear from them again. We never get to hear from them again. Or sometimes, you know, we get those messages, I have been raped, I need help, I need out of here. And you respond and they never respond back to you. And you don't know what's happened to them. And you don't have the resources to go on and check further. This is something that the atheist community on a lot of levels lacks empathy in. Michael Sherlock came to me and asked me to share something. It was for Azia, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's being held on blasphemy charges right now in Pakistan. She's a mother who has been ripped from her children. and who is absolutely about to be put to death for blaspheming against Islam. And I asked people, will you please sign this petition? Now, mind you, in the atheist community, this is the least you can fucking do to help. This is the last thing. I mean, if there was something smaller than signing a goddamn petition, I'd like to know about it. This is the smallest way I've ever asked anyone to help save someone's goddamn life. And this guy had the audacity, this atheist from our community, had the audacity to write on my plea for help for this woman. I'm not going to sign it. Change.org asks for too much of my information. And I get it. I get a lot of people don't want to share their fucking private information. I understand that. No one understands more than I do. But that's something that you can fucking keep to yourself. You know what I mean? To me, someone who cares about these people over there who have no representation, who have no voice, and who need us to be their voice and be their reputation, for me, someone who cares, someone who's empathetic to her situation, that was the same as saying, no, I saw that man raping you, but I didn't want to call the police because I was going to be late for a date. Or I could have stopped that person from shooting you, but I didn't want to mess up my new suit. So to fucking in our face say, I'm not going to help you because it required too much of my information. And we're talking about saving someone's goddamn life. Children's mother who knows what's going to happen to them after their mom's dead. Who knows? And someone from our community has the audacity to make the point of, yeah, I'm gonna not sign this. I'm gonna not help you because it requires too much from me. And, you know, so for people to come to us from the atheist community and judge us and tell us you're not doing enough, it's a huge slap in the face. It brings about a lot of hatred. To be honest, it's something that I didn't expect to kind of talk about here, but I think that I will, is the atheist community itself brings about a lot of hatred from people who actually fucking care. And people who are actually giving a damn. People who are actually helping other people. We're out there doing shit. We're not just posting stuff online all day, being an asshole. That's not our goal, and that's not what we're doing here. And I just, the amount of I don't even know how to describe it. You know, I'm talking about hatred. What is the opposite of hate? It's not love. It's indifference. It's indifference. And when people are indifferent to what we do, and people are indifferent towards saving someone's life, who's an atheist, like us, and you're just completely indifferent to it, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you're even a part of the community. Like what good? I don't know. I don't even know how to finish that thought. It's just, it's sad. It's really, really depressing that we get so much negative feedback from people, and people don't even take the time to ask what all we do. People don't take the time to figure out what we do. People don't take the time to create their own goddamn pages to spread their own fucking message. But they'll come to us and criticize us in a fucking heartbeat that we're not doing it good enough. I welcome everyone out there. If we're not doing it good enough, please go do it better yourself. Please. Casper, I'm going to pass that over to you.
You know, this is one of the reasons why I honestly, I'm glad that we have the small viewership we have. We have the people who actually want to watch our show and come to watch our show for the point of watching the show and hearing what we have to say, and not necessarily agreeing with everything that we have to say, but they want to have something more than more than what's generally available in the atheist community, especially here on YouTube. Um, I've gone through and I've watched so many atheist videos here on YouTube, from various people, and it's just the vast majority of them are made up of ad hominem attacks against people. They're made up of making fun of people. That's what they do. You know, somebody says something, and then this atheist YouTuber comes behind them and says how fucking stupid they look, and then they make fun of their fucking appearance and all kinds of shit. And it's almost like a fucking Trump style mentality of, you know, let's create uh, fame for ourselves, YouTube fame, by being cunts to, you know, here on YouTube, because that's going to get us viewership. And I you know I have to be kind of not even proud, because that's not somewhere we would go with our show. That's just not what we do. But it's distinctive to know that that isn't what we do. Um, our ideas here aren't always the best ideas. They're not always right. You know, these are our thoughts, our personal feelings, on a lot of issues, and they span across a great plethora of issues. And of course, we're not always fucking right. Of course not. But we're not sitting here attacking people, trying to get fucking people to watch us, you know, because we're being fucking cunts. Like, that's not what we're gonna do. That's never gonna be where we're gonna go with our shit. Um, and it's saddening to see how much of the atheist community is on board with that notion that, hey, if we can get a laugh at someone else's expense, like, let's go with that. Because, you know, that's what our community should be doing. And then, like you said, they want to criticize AR, and they want to criticize us here on the show, and like, well, what are you doing? You know, like, we do all kinds of shit besides this show. You know, this show is our fucking personal little portal to just vent. Um, you know, when we're feeling like issues upset us, you know. And of course, you know, again, we're not always going to be right. Like, I hate the notion that I'm supposed to be fucking above board on everything. Like, I can't be fucking wrong. And then when I am wrong about something, someone wants to attack me on a personal level and on all kinds of other fucking levels. And then, like, oh, I destroyed that motherfucker. Like, really, dude? Really? I don't think so. You made fun of me. Good for you. Bully for you, buddy. You fucking called me a sweaty fat neckbeard. Way to go. You're the real fucking MVP. Um, but if that's what you're gonna do, don't criticize me and act like, oh, well, you don't do anything. I have no fucking clue what I do. None. None. You have no idea what Atheist Republic and the Atheist Republic publications is doing to try and help people create a sustainable income for themselves in countries where they don't have any fucking income, so that they can do better in life and maybe get out of these shitty situations.
And that, you know, I know, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but you just brought up a fantastic point of stuff that we do too. We do have some people who are hired. They're not American. They're not Canadian. We do help people all over the fucking world with income as well. You know, and that is a fantastic point, because not only do we offer a platform for atheists of all walks of life to come to and project their voice off of it, but you, with the publications, you offer people an income doing that. You know, right now we have a new journalist for AR. She's a stay-at-home mom of a child, and you know, it's fantastic to be able to help somebody out in doing that. Right now, Casper is our CPO. He's the chief publishing officer, and you know, people from all over the world have the opportunity to go to Casper, and Casper has the opportunity to help them financially. And a lot of these places where you are an atheist, if people have heard rumors you're an atheist, if people even get some sort of hint that you're not a very good Muslim, you're not going to get great work. Getting that extra money is very important for a lot of people. And it's a huge help.
Well, and to add to that, like right now, I'm trying to work with one of our other bloggers that's joined Atheist Republic, a former Bangladeshi blogger who now lives in the UK. Arif is trying to work with some Bangladeshi bloggers and get some of their material together. We're trying to produce a book for them so that we can help raise funds for these Bangladeshi bloggers that are being murdered in their own homes and hacked to death, so that they can get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And get somewhere where they can be safe and where they can speak their mind without having to worry about, is this motherfucker going to come into my home? Are they going to come in fucking 12 deep and hack me to death with machetes? And this is just one of the things that we do, and it's frustrating to have people tell us we don't do things. It's very frustrating, and of course in the same respect, we have to look at other members of the atheist community at large and say, those people don't represent the atheist community at large. That's not what we're about. We're not about trying to tear people down and be hateful and just be assholes. Whether I disagree with you or not, I'm not going to attack you on a personal level. That's not what I'm going to do, and that's not what we're about. Like, we would like to have constructive dialogue and constructive criticism with people. And of course, anytime someone does disagree with us, they're welcome to come on here and talk to us. They're welcome to go to AR, and we will talk to them. We will gladly have conversations with people that disagree with us on any number of issues, and we're not going to try to tear you down. That's just not how we operate. But to see so many other people in the atheist community, and especially, like I said, here on YouTube, that are just like, hey, that's my bread and butter, man. I can get clicks on my videos that way, and then I can fucking monetize my shit, and I can get people to fucking send money to my Patreon, and they'll be fucking paying me to sit on my ass and be a cunt. How awesome is that? So let me do that, And I guess just before I turn it back over or let Tony speak, I want to mention, because we haven't been mentioning it here on the show in any real detail, but Atheist Republic does have a Patreon that is not for Allie and I. This is not money that goes to the devils. This is not money that Allie and I receive. We are volunteers. And yes, we are officers in this organization. We do not get paid for what we do, and we do not want money for what we do. But Atheist Republic as an organization, to do the things that Atheist Republic does, we do need money. We need financial assistance, and we would love for people to go to atheistrepublic.com, and even if you can only give $5 a week or some shit like that, $5 a month, I don't care.
Even if you can only give $5 one time, we even have a one-time option. I mean, it's what we spend our money on. I can break it down for you. We spend our money on running the website, and we have someone who runs the website. It's not volunteer. They will not volunteer to do that. So we do have to pay someone. And they do offer it at a low rate, but it's something that we still do have to pay out of pocket. To get news out to people from around the world, again, it's not free. We do have to pay for articles. So we do that. We also use that money for Facebook. Boosting certain posts, especially, very important ones. Those get boosted. And mind you, you come to us with a good GoFundMe ad, or not GoFundMe, but change.com, maybe of a petition if somebody whose life needs to be saved. We're there for you. You know what I mean? Like we can get that across. That's not free either. So there are a lot of things that we spend our money on, and there's a lot of times where I'm like, we could do so much good if I just had a little more. What I want to see Atheist Republic turn to is more activism, and more empathy towards the ex-Muslims, and even some ex-Christians from, say, like Mexico. You would be surprised at how terrible they're treated. To get these people into a place, or into some sort of safe place, if I can send this girl X amount of money, she can get away from her father who's raping her. I would love to see us move towards that. And in order to that, we need funds, and it's the truth, and it sucks. Casper and I have never been anyone who asks for money in any sort of way. We have our donation set up, and we want people to give as they can, but that's to let people know who might be thinking about doing it, donating. That's one of the best things you could do for us. You've got a spare $5, you feel like donating it, it does a lot of good. It does. So there's that.
So I know you joined us a little late here, Tony, but I think maybe you've caught enough of this to kind of understand what we're talking about tonight. Do you have any thoughts you want to share with us about especially about hatred and anger, and the sort of just cuntiness and assholishness that we kind of see in the atheist community?
Sure, but a little happy announcement. Not to go off topic, but I've recently had my 100 sub special. Proud of that.
Well, but, congratulations. Hopefully we were able to help a little bit here on the show.
Yeah, a little bit. Help from other friends. Yeah, this actually reminded me of a argument I had on Facebook on the other day with actually another atheist. He somehow found my channel and discovered that I mostly attack Christianity, like most American atheist YouTubers do. And he said something along the lines of how I don't have... Sorry, I'm trying to remember what he said. He said something along the lines of how I don't have my priorities straight as an atheist because I don't attack Islam more, because Islam is obviously doing more damage in society. I'm like, first of all, I live in America, okay? Christianity is the major religion here in America. And don't get me wrong, that's not to say Islam is not to be talked about. I'm not saying that at all before anyone strawmans me. But Islam has no, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments for this, but Islam has no effect on my life. Christianity does. I will continue talking about Islam, but that's not of great importance to me because it has none influence on my life. That's pretty much it.
That's sort of one of the things that I work on not doing myself, is focusing on what impacts me alone. And I get where you're coming from. Christianity is definitely a much bigger issue for us here. We just had a group of Christian terrorists arrested here in the United States that were planning on bombing a mosque after the election. And they were captured and imprisoned by the FBI. FBI had been watching them for a while, watching them say fucking ridiculous shit on Facebook and just being complete fucktards, really. And of course, that's how you get caught. That's how you get caught. But that's a serious problem that's becoming more and more prevalent here in the United States. And I think with the rise of an asshole like Trump coming out, and all the fucking crazy ass, hateful, terrible rhetoric that he's pumping out here to people, it just it's fueling a lot of that. So it's becoming a bigger issue, and I don't foresee it becoming a smaller issue anytime soon, especially here in the United States. But I also have to understand, because like Allie, I work with these people in other nations where Islam is a serious fucking problem for them. And I have to worry about, you know, what are you going through there? Is there any way I can help you? Is there anything I can do for you? Because I have this crazy ass notion, and it's going to sound like crazy shit, but I have this just insane notion that um, human beings are more than individuals. We are one large organism. And in order for humanity itself to survive and thrive, we have to stop thinking about ourselves as simply individuals and start thinking about humanity as a larger organism and how we can all work together to progress together, and have better lives together. Um, you know, it's one of those things where I'm not going to see that in my lifetime. You know, even if I'm able to reach 1 million people and change 1 million minds, I'm not going to see it in my lifetime. My kids might see it, maybe. I doubt it. I think maybe my grandchildren might have the hope of seeing a world that's being more globally conscious, towards the notion that we as human beings, should work together as human beings for the betterment of all humanity. Um, you know, we can talk about who the worst religion is all day long. Of course, you know, who's doing the most horrible shit. Um, some of the things that we don't like to talk about are the fact that the main people suffering under the terrible ideas of fundamentalist Islamic jihadists are fucking Muslims. We don't want to talk about that. We just want to talk about how Islam's so terrible. And then we have other YouTubers, especially atheist YouTubers, who like right there on the fucking Trump bandwagon, telling us, "Oh, we can't let Muslims into the fucking country because one might be a fucking terrorist." You know, are you going to eat a bag of Skittles if one of them's poison? Like, we have that kind of bullshit coming from even our own community here, because people are so wrapped up in the notion that any Muslim could potentially be a terrorist. And at the same time, we're working on creating divisiveness that causes more people to become radicalized. And that's a realistic truth, you know. I don't remember. That's who it was. It was Jim Jeffries. I was watching his last special, and he was talking about Trump and all this crazy bullshit about him talking about, you know, we got to keep Muslims out and fucking putting them on a register and all this shit. And he was talking about how, you know, you tell this 16-year-old person, this young person that has grown up in this country, lived here their whole life, happens to be fucking Muslim, has grown up in a Muslim home. They're not fundamentalists. Never even thought about fundamentalism, but some now suddenly you're telling them that they're not welcome here, that they're not a part of the country they grew up in, that they're not welcome in this community. And you get people who are already easily influenced, and now you're pushing them and saying, well, you're not fucking welcome here, go find where you're fucking welcome. And then we got fuckers like ISIS, you know, they're making Facebook pages every day, they're making new Twitter accounts every day, they're looking for these kids, they're looking for these people that have been told you're not welcome here. And so we contribute to people turning towards fundamentalism. We contribute to turning people towards jihadism, because we keep telling them you're not fucking welcome here just because of your religion. I fucking can't stand Islam. It's the most preposterous, ridiculous fucking proposition I've ever heard, you know, other than Scientology. Just in general, you know, I mean, it's terrible. It's a horrible fucking idea. But at the same time, I'm not going to look at someone and go, hey, you're a Muslim, fuck you, you're not fucking welcome around me. I'm not going to do that. You might be a Muslim, I don't care. You can, if you're not trying to fucking murder me and my family, I'll eat dinner with you. I will. I'm not going to hate you. We'll try to have a discussion. Let me try to tell you my point of view on why this is so fucked up. and why you should, you have no reason to be involved with this. Let me tell you why it's wrong. Let me see if I can convince you of how asinine this religious belief is. And it's the same thing I'm going to do with a Christian. I have Christians in my own family. My grandfather's a minister. My father is deeply, deeply religious, very Christian, my brother as well. And I tell them all the time, if they broach the subject, we're going to have that discussion on why I completely disagree with them about their religious beliefs. We're going to have that discussion. And the funny thing is, I can look at my grandfather, and my grandfather has a slightly racist mindset. He was born in the 20s. He grew up in an era before integration or any of that. So he still has that sort of mindset. He's very anti-homosexual. My father is still not condoning of the LGBT community, but he's not bigoted towards them. If he sees a homosexual on the street, he's not like, "Oh, fucking piece of shit." He's just like, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't want that around me." And then we get to my brother, another generation down the line, and my brother's just like, well, just it's still wrong, but hey, just I'll let you know I think you're going to hell, but hey, that's on you. I'm not trying to get into your shit. So, progressively, if we keep having these conversations, if we keep talking to people, maybe we can change minds. But the moment that we create these divisive barriers, is the moment that we say you're not welcome in this community, in that community, in my life, in the lives of others around me, that's the moment where we start creating real barriers. And I mean barriers that are hard to break. They're hard to break over millennia. It's the same way. If we go back and look through history, we see Judaism did that same thing in its early years. The Jewish people were very divisive, towards Gentiles and any outsiders. You weren't welcome in their community. You weren't welcome to be a part of their community. And they might do business with you, because that's their livelihood they're talking about, but you're not welcome with them. Divisiveness, that's an issue, and that creates more tension. That creates more hatred. That creates more misunderstanding. That creates more anger in people, and that's you never know what little push it's going to take for someone to go in the completely opposite direction. You don't know what it takes. It could take something just so small, if I can use the term loosely, to trigger someone, and then then you can't reach them again. People that have gotten in deep, you don't reach them. There's nobody there are no Muslim jihadists in a fucking U.S. military prison somewhere that have been spoken to and talked to and had conversations with, and now they're fucking not Muslims anymore. Like they made that fucking decision, and they're with it. Like, prison or not, whatever the fuck you did, doesn't fucking matter. You told them they weren't welcome, and so there's no talking to them now. I don't want to see our community. I don't want to see the atheist community be those people. I don't want to see us join that bandwagon. I don't want to see what I'm seeing right now. I don't want to see atheists going out going, "Hey man, Trump looks like a good fucking choice." I don't want to see that. Like, regardless of anything else that Trump might possibly have going for him, he's a bigot. He's a bigot that spreads fucking hatred and divisiveness. Whether he even believes it or not is immaterial, because that's what he does. So I hate seeing anyone in the atheist community going, "Oh, well, yeah, Trump. Hell yeah, I'm on the Trump train." What the fuck is your problem, dude? Why would you want to create more divisiveness? I know Hillary ain't fucking great. Hillary ain't even good. You know, Hillary's a fucking terrible choice. She ain't Trump though. That's the best fucking thing you can say about her. But hey, she ain't fucking Trump. You know, and I don't know. I don't want to see more hatred from our own community. You know, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see us being a part of that and creating more divisiveness. It's just that's not what I view the community that I would like to be a part of as being. Um, and I could be wrong. You know, maybe the whole rest of the atheist community says, "Oh no, fuck that." You know, fuck that. Divisive as shit. Everybody stay out. If you're not agreeing with me wholly, then fuck you. Get on somewhere.
Yeah, that's another
Maybe I'm
thing
wrong.
that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's another thing that honestly bothers me is that with other atheists, heaven forbid you might have a differing opinion from them, and just it does grind my gears that there are atheists in our community that are so quick to throw out the term fucking regressive simply because you have one or two disagreements with them. They're just fucking morons if that's the case. Because I've met true aggressives, and trust me, there's no one on this panel that is regressive at all. So.
Oh no, but I'm gonna get called regressive after tonight because I said I would eat dinner with Muslims.
Yeah.
Watch. I guarantee you. I guarantee you it will happen. Because I said I don't fucking hate all Muslims just because they believe in fucking Islam. So automatically I'm a regressive. And yet at the same time I'm almost finished writing an entire book dealing with fucking Reza Aslan and CJ Whirlman and fucking Greenwald and actual fucking regressives. But you know, here I am. I'd eat dinner with a Muslim, so I'm
If
regressive
the
as shit.
community were smart, we would absolutely embrace the Muslims who kind of share a lot of our values. Believe it or not, we did put out a meme that says not every Muslim is homophobic, with two women. My cat's gonna attack my chair. With two women holding an LGBT flag. Are you climbing up here, Schrodinger? And so the point is for these women to go out and say, we stand for the LGBT community, you know, and they're waving a rainbow flag. That's for most people the first step towards atheism. They start to slowly step away from what they've been ingrained with, slowly step away from the values of the Quran, and they start to embrace little by little these little chunks, you know, maybe all homosexuals aren't that bad. And the next thing you know, maybe Allah couldn't possibly want people to die. He is all loving. My God is loving. And then they start to see, okay, well, maybe that God in the Quran was different, but my Allah, he loves people, and I'm going to love people. I'm going to be great. We've seen these same steps with Christianity. And those are the steps towards atheism. Slowly by slowly, you start reconstructing what your God is until you realize that God doesn't exist, because it never did. So Muslims, especially ones who can come onto Atheist Republic and say this stuff's funny. I'm Muslim, but I'm fine with people drawing Muhammad. I'm a Muslim and I like gay people. These are our allies. These people are great people. These are the people we want to embrace, because these are the people who are basically saying Islam is wrong in this regard. Islam is wrong when it comes to homosexuality. Islam is wrong when it comes to killing people over drawing Muhammad. So these are the people that we should be accepting. And aside from that, we should be accepting everyone. I'm not progressive by any means. I keep a lot of my opinions about things to myself simply because I don't want to be labeled as something else. But I'm friends with Muslims. Where I live now is the #1 population for Muslims in America. So I have a mosque. There are mosques everywhere. There's a Sunni school right down the street. It's awesome. There's like a huge Islamic library downtown. There's lots of stuff. So they're great people. They're great people. Building a wall, yeah, that's just building hatred. It's not something that I think our community needs to be doing at all. Not only that, but Casper and I work hand in hand with so many ex-Muslims whose family are still Muslims, right? So how can we embrace our ex-Muslims in the atheist community when we're saying, let's build a wall to keep your mother out of here? Let's build a wall to keep your sister out of here. These are people that they still love. These are people who have supported them, even in silence, for them ditching Islam. Those are people we need to be embracing too. And to put up this wall of hatred, it really divides us from the people who need our help the most. The ex-Muslims in countries who don't have voices. In Bangladesh, in Dhaka, in Pakistan, these places where they cannot just be open and honest and happy about who they are. They need us to kind of speak for them. We're dividing them. We're separating ourselves from them when we go all aggressive like that. So it has nothing to do with regressive liberalism. Everyone deserves respect. I don't believe everyone deserves respect, and I won't respect everyone. So it's definitely not about that, but it's definitely about embracing the right people for your cause. That's just, I don't know, basic.
I love that you brought up Christianity, because that's one of those big ones for me. People, especially in the atheist community, that want to call everybody regressives. Their immediate response is, "Oh, Christianity's nowhere near as bad as fucking Islam. Like, have you seen how bad Islam is?" And I just always have to look at them and go, did you miss the first 1,400 fucking years of Christianity? How do you think they got to where they're at? We kept talking. We kept trying to have some fucking dialogue. We kept trying to work at it. And we see people now leaving Christianity right and left, in droves.
Yeah.
Churches are fucking...
We were just burning women at the stake when our crops didn't grow in. Okay? I mean, we were fucking barbaric. So for everyone to say Islam is so bad, yeah, it's just a little bit younger than Christianity. That's all. It's just a little bit younger. It has a little bit of growing up to do. But Christianity definitely held a candle to Islam as far as violence goes.
And it's not a matter of reforming Islam. I mean, the Christian Reformation took hundreds, thousands of years to reform into, what it is today. And we still have fundamentalist and extremist Christians. They still exist. Like I said, 3 of them were just fucking arrested not a couple days ago for planning to bomb a fucking mosque. They're still out there, The Westboro Baptist Church still fucking exists. That's still a fucking thing. But we see over time you can whittle away at this shit. And you don't whittle away at it by cutting it out completely and saying, you stay over there. Yeah, and we don't want to have a fucking discussion. I want to have a fucking discussion. I want to talk to you peacefully and civilly and have a fucking discussion. Let's keep talking, and no matter how much you disagree with me, let's keep fucking talking and keep fucking talking. And when you stop listening, I want to talk to your kids. And when your kids stop listening, I want to talk to your grandkids. I want to keep fucking talking. And whatever little bit I can whittle away at, I want to whittle away at it. The same way that fucking happened with Christianity. It's like evolution, It takes fucking time. I wish we could reproduce it in the lab in fucking 2 seconds and go, oh, well, there you see. There you go. We turned a lizard into a duck. Awesome. Like, that happened like a week. Took us a week to do that. It's not going to happen that fast. And the more we shut people out, the more divisive we are, the less chance we have of having that evolution to where the next progressive step comes forward. It takes work. You know, it's a lot of fucking work, and the more divisive we are about shit, the less the work that some of us are putting in is going to have any effect. Because there are people that can look at people like us who want to have the discussion, and then they look at others who are, you know, fucking telling them, or who are being divisive and just fucking trying to cut them out, and they go, well, yeah, look over here, yeah, see, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't care what you're saying. Like, look at this asshole telling me I'm not fucking welcome. Like, god damn it, man, I just want to have a talk. I just want to talk to you. That's it. Let's have a discussion. uh, we can run a little late if y'all have some more y'all want to talk about.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think Tony had a long day at work today, didn't he?
No, I didn't work. I just had some stuff to do, and I had some family stuff to take care of.
Well, yeah, everybody's been real busy lately. It's that time of year where folks just have a lot on their fucking plates. So I'm glad everybody made it. I'm glad we could have this discussion. Maybe some folks will come in and watch this. We've had a lively discussion in the live chat over here. It's been very lively, to say the least. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Tony real quick. Give your final thoughts, then we'll go to Allie, and then I'll wrap it up.
All right. My final thoughts are: don't be a dick, and
But I can't. It's my nature.
Yeah. Also, a lot of you need to get through your thick little heads that just because someone has a different opinion than you does not mean that they are aggressive in any way. Trust me, I know in my personal life, I know real aggressives, and trust me, no one in this panel is anywhere close to that. That's all.
What you got for us, Allie?
So check out the Myth Information 3 conference. It's going to be great. I will be discussing more on hatred in the atheist community, but not only that, on how to comfort it. So I think tonight we kind of broached on a lot of the problems, but I have a lot of suggestions for answers, and at least I don't know, at least maybe something to calm it down in your own mind if it's happening to you. So please check that out.
All right. So I just want to say that I'm really against divisiveness. I really don't like the idea of shutting people out and shutting out conversation. At the same time, I have zero fucking respect for someone who won't meet me face to face and talk to me face to face, whether it's here on video or you know, actually personally coming up to me and talking to me. If you want to talk shit behind my back, like, you're still being divisive, you're still a cunt, and I have no respect for you. So I mean, I'm just not going to address you when you act like that. But if anyone actually does have a problem with shit that we say here, as we tell them often, visit our Facebook page. Jump in here. Once a month, we have an open mic night. We invite anyone and everyone up to 10 people. That's the most we can hold in here. Sorry. There's 3 of us, so 7 more people. You are welcome to jump on here on an open mic night and air your fucking grievances, and we will definitely address them as best we can. And you're welcome to broach any topics you want. We much prefer having these face-to-face discussions with people who take issue with anything that we say. I also want to get in a quick plug, because another thing I haven't been doing and I would like to do for some of our writers. Atheist Republic Publications produces several books. I think we've got about 25 or 26 books out. The most recent one is the Atheist Tiki Hour by Logos Pilgrim. Wonderful author. The book is sort of a memoir and a bit of self-exploration. And it's a very interesting and fun book. So check it out on Amazon. If you go to Amazon.com to the Kindle section and you just type in Atheist Republic, all of our fucking books are going to pull up there. And if you're interested in any sort of atheist material, any sort of atheist discussions, there's loads of fucking books on there, and there will be many, many more. We want to give atheist authors a chance to have a voice and a platform to speak on, even above and beyond what we give them through blogging on our website. So check out Atheist Republic. Just go to Amazon.com, go to the Kindle book section, and fucking type in Atheist Republic. Lots of shit there to check out. Support atheist authors if you're an atheist and you're looking for something to read, something to listen to. Most of these books are also available on audiobook. Whatever your flavor of the month is, check them out, man. And support your community a little bit. Support these authors who are out there trying to just get by day to day and make a few extra bucks and help them out a little bit. As always, the thoughts and ideas expressed here are not necessarily the thoughts and ideas of all members of Atheist Republic. We have a huge team of people getting bigger all the fucking time. We cannot possibly speak for all these people, and we certainly cannot possibly speak for the entire atheist community. Please do not take it upon yourself to say, oh, this fucker's speaking for me. I'm part of the atheist community, and I don't agree with you. Don't you speak for me. I'm not speaking for you. I'm speaking for myself. Allie's speaking for herself. Tony's speaking for himself. So take it for what it is. If you got a problem with what we say, of course, Devils in God's Country on Facebook, or leave messages right here on the video on YouTube. And we will respond to them. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but we will get back to you. Don't go to Atheist Republic and yell at them about what we're doing here, because it's not on them. It's just not. Visit atheistrepublic.com. Check out our Patreon there on atheistrepublic.com. If you got a couple bucks you can spare and you want to help out the atheist community and help build a strong and vibrant atheist community online and in your local communities, we've got a sort of outreach program for local communities called the Atheist Republic Consulates, where we're working with people in their local communities to find other atheists, have meetups, have gatherings, get-togethers, and just hang out with each other and to build their own communities within their community. So definitely something to check out. This has been another episode of The Devils in God's Country, and we are glad to have everyone who watched the show tonight and anyone who comes and watches it after it goes up on YouTube. You can watch it later. It's all good. So if you're watching this after the fact, sorry you missed the show. Check us out on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be here. We'll be having some drinks and talking some shit. Everybody have a good night. Bye.